Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and we had a little bit of a pullback, nothing major. We're still over $1 trillion in crypto. I still can't get over that. But if you look, what's interesting to me is you've got an XRP that's right at almost 33. It's right at, but it's 32 cents. And you've also got a Stellar that is right there with it. It's brother, sister, whatever you want to call it, right at 32 cents with it. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you, I've got a few videos I'm going to show you, but also Brad Garlinghouse as well as Stuart Alderoty have weighed in on the SEC lawsuit today, which we have not heard anything, but they weighed in on it, and I'm going to show you that. I tweeted this because Coinbase went down today while the market was going crazy. I said, is it really that scary that XRP trading is being halted on Coinbase in January over the SEC suit? All trading seems to halt every time the market heats up. That's been my experience, and it's been a lot of your experience too. So to me, is it really that different? No, I'm just joking. But anyway, then blockchain.com said update. We have changed the XRP trading halt to today, Thursday, January 7th at 11:59 p.m. GMT. Customers will continue to have access to their XRP to hold and send. So you'll be able to do that, okay? Then there is this. This is from Anthony Pompliano. He was on CNBC. I guess this is today.
Many people are watching these moves with bewilderment. They're trying to understand exactly what is going on in the space and how is it that
he's a Bitcoin maxi for those of you that don't know.
Intrinsic value has gained so much monetary value. Can you make sense of it all for us?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, thanks for having me. Overnight, Bitcoin actually hit $700 billion market cap. And so things move quite fast, in this industry. But I think what we're watching is just a market structure kind of set up. So back in March of this year, there was the coronavirus, government mandated lockdowns, and then great monetary stimulus, kind of unprecedented monetary stimulus. That all occurred within about a 60-day window of the Bitcoin halving. So the Bitcoin halving essentially took the incoming daily supply of Bitcoin from 1,800 to 900 Bitcoin per day. And when that monetary stimulus hit, investors around the world kind of kicked off this global scavenger hunt, looking for the best protector of their purchasing power. Where could they put their wealth to protect that purchasing power? And I think what we're watching happen right now is earlier in 2020 was a supply shock. But now we're seeing the impact of a demand shock. Every institution on Wall Street is all coming to the conclusion at the exact same moment that Bitcoin is the greatest protector of purchasing power, and they want exposure to the asset. The problem is that Bitcoiners and kind of the retail market, they don't want to sell their Bitcoin. And so all of a sudden you've got kind of strong hands holding in the market. About 60% of Bitcoin hasn't moved in the last 12 months. And institutions are showing up with billions and billions of dollars and they want Bitcoin. And so the only thing that can happen is the US dollar price has to rapidly appreciate in order to accommodate everyone. The price has to go up in order for those institutions to be able to buy that asset. And so I think that it's kind of a very complex, beautiful system.
Unless China decides to crash it, that is. Okay. And now we've got Mike Novogratz weighing in. There's more to that Anthony Pompliano. I was just going to show you part of it.
Come down when the bubble bursts, Mike? I mean, if the speculative bubble bursts, is Bitcoin still the solution to the speculative bubble? Or
if the speculative bubble bursts, Bitcoin will go down for a while. There's too much correlation between people with risk assets. Right? If you have made a ton of money here and you're losing a ton of money here, at one point you're going to take some profits where you've made money. And so if the S&P was down 20% in the next 3 days, Bitcoin would be lower, not higher. But there is a adoption cycle going on with institutions wanting to buy this because it's really hard to see a way out for the central banks and for governments. It's really hard to see a way out for this giant deficit that we continue to grow. And it's growing at an accelerating rate. It's why millennials and Gen Z intuitively are buying Bitcoin because they know they're kind of screwed, right? The baby boomers have eaten all their future lunches in lots of ways by building these giant deficits. And so I do think Bitcoin's going to stay correlated to risk assets in the short run, but that correlation breaks down over time, and it's going to continue to go up as more people are getting into this community. Like, the viral nature of how many people are getting Bitcoin can't be underestimated. It's shocking to me how many institutions are now lining up to try to get Bitcoin into their portfolios.
I just want to say I believe Bitcoin is going to do well. I've said it before on this channel many times. I believe Bitcoin is going to do well, but it's not the one. It's not the one that's going to change the financial system. That would be XRP, the one, and its sister or brother, Stellar, XLM. That's what I believe. Now, this morning I did a video where I talked about how I had a hunch that the CFTC is where things are really going to happen. And I was talking about this Digital Commodity Exchange Act that Brad Garlinghouse has talked about in the past. And I showed you a couple of videos about it and Heath Tarbert and all that. Well, CSTAT brought my attention to a video, one we had shown on here before, but I wanted to show it to you. This is Brad Garlinghouse being interviewed on Fox Business about the same topic right here.
Absolutely. And, look, the reason why I am out talking about this, as Maria pointed out, we want there to be awareness around this. Because I think my experience has been when people understand the issue, then they're like, oh, okay, wait a minute. We didn't mean to create that dynamic where we're advantaging a Chinese technology over U.S. companies. And so there is momentum around this on Capitol Hill. Actually, just recently, there's a new framework introduced. It's called the Digital Commodity Exchange Act that was introduced in Congress in, I believe, the Ag Committee. And there's bipartisan support.
Yeah, I remember that because that's when his mic was cut off. I remember that. Okay, here's Brad Garlinghouse's tweet today about the SEC lawsuit. I'm not going to litigate the SEC's unproven allegations. The sun's in my eyes here. I'm not going to litigate the SEC's unproven allegations on Twitter, and as you can imagine, there are new considerations to what should be said publicly after the litigation process starts. However, I would like to address 5 key questions I've seen. The first one's, why didn't Ripple settle with the SEC? Can't go into specifics, but no, we tried and will continue to try with the new administration to resolve this in any way so the XRP community can continue innovating. Consumers are protected and orderly markets are preserved. Now, I want to make a point here. Mr. B XRP reminded me about this. When Brad Garlinghouse refers to the XRP community, the way, because I talked when I was in Singapore, we talked to several people at Ripple, and we noticed that they refer to the XRP community as Ripple themselves. They refer to the XRP community as their customers, because anybody who is possibly going to be using XRP, including you and I, anybody who has XRP, uses XRP. This is me talking. When they refer to the XRP community, they're including themselves as being a part of it because they don't control it. And that's the way it was in all the conversations that we had there. Then Brad Garlinghouse says, did you pay exchanges to list XRP? When will it be relisted? XRP is one of the most liquid top 3 to 5 digital assets globally, and 95% is traded outside of the U.S. Ripple has no control over where XRP is listed, who owns it, etc. It's open source and decentralized. Delisting and halting are 2 separate things. Most are halting trading with 8 different government agencies, each with their own and sometimes opposing views on crypto. U.S. market participants are facing conflicting policies, and no surprise, some act conservatively. We've moved from a lack of regulatory clarity to regulatory chaos in the U.S. This is why regulation by enforcement is such a bad public policy. With the new administration, we expect the hashtag DCEA, that's the Digital Commodity Exchanges Act that I talked about this morning, to be reintroduced, common sense legislation providing clarity to the entire industry. When are you responding to the SEC? Why are you silent? The legal process can be slow. Things may seem quiet, but there's plenty happening behind the scenes. We'll be filling our initial response within weeks. Legal Eagle Stuart Alderati shares more, and I'll go into his in a minute. Do investors have faith in Ripple? Yes, we have real shareholders That is how you own Ripple equity, buying our stock, not buying XRP. We're disappointed that Tetragon, who owns 1.5% of Ripple, is seeking to unfairly advantage itself through the SEC's allegations. Did you pay customers to use XRP? We have provided some customers, especially first movers, with incentives to use ODL. This is building a payments network 101, which is common sense. This is not something that I ever had a problem with or even thought was an issue personally, and totally lawful. Every payments network, PayPal, Visa, MasterCard, etc., has or still uses incentives. We built a product that is the first of its kind, integrating new infrastructure comes with costs. ODL with XRP solves real problems with cost, speed, and settlement, and that's proven to the tune of billions of dollars. And that's what I have for you today. No one is being silent, nor will we give up this fight. We're on the right side of the facts and of history, and look forward to our day in court, as well as engaging with the new SEC leadership once appointed. Okay. Now, then Seiko Carmona sent me this. Stuart Alderati had responded to all asking for updates on the SEC lawsuit, and he's Ripple's general counsel, for those of you that don't know. No surprise, the legal process takes time. We may be quiet, but we are not idle. Our full legal team will announce themselves shortly, and we'll be filing our initial response to the SEC's unproven allegations within weeks. A key point to keep in mind, even the SEC acknowledged that our customers actually use XRP to convert fiat currency into XRP. Then transfer the XRP to a recipient's jurisdiction and convert the XRP into the fiat currency of that locale in about 90 seconds or less. That is innovation, full stop. It also happens to be the epitome of a convertible virtual currency. I want to finish this video by this Flare community website put out this video on the Flare network and what is the Flare network. Now, to me, what the Flare network represents is now remember, don't forget, when the SEC lawsuit came out, there were several bad guys that emerged and showed themselves. One of them was Vitalik Buterin. For the first time I ever saw, he bashed Ripple and called XRP a shitcoin. Okay. I remember that. Won't forget that one. Somebody, I don't remember who, brought out, they said, you know what? Do you think it's a coincidence that he all of a sudden is jumping on Ripple when he sees Flare that could be a threat to Ethereum? So here is the section on Ethereum. This is what interests me, because trust you me, folks, if Flare is Ethereum 2.0, which is what it might be Ethereum 5.0. If that's what Flare is, then it is on like Donkey Kong for we Flare holders. You just go ahead and write it down.
Ethereum, on the other hand, is built as a Turing-complete blockchain. This is important because it needs to understand the agreements which make up smart contracts. By being Turing-complete, Ethereum has the capability to understand and implement any future agreement, even those that have not yet been thought of. In other words, Ethereum's Turing completeness means that it is able to use its code base to perform virtually any task, as long as it has the correct instructions, enough time, and processing power. Flare Network is a distributed network that integrates the Ethereum Virtual Machine, EVM. As we discussed earlier, Ethereum is Turing complete. As Flare Network integrates with the Ethereum Virtual Machine, it can be used to create two-way bridges between networks such as Ethereum and the XRP ledger. This means that it allows the XRP token to be used with smart contract functionality. What problems does Flare Network aim to solve? The Flare Network aims to solve two main issues: expanding the capability of digital assets to allow trustless use of smart contracts. Did you know that 75% of the value that exists on public blockchain projects are currently unable to utilize smart contracts? Flare will change this by allowing assets such as XRP to be used within the Flare network and benefit from smart contract functionality. This brings a whole new use case for the token such as decentralized finance, commonly known as DeFi. The second issue that Flare Network aims to resolve is the inevitable scaling issues with current smart contract blockchain networks.
There you go.
The majority of new networks use proof of stake or its variants. These protocols derive network safety from their native token. For example, once Ethereum switches to proof of stake in Ethereum 2.0, the security of the network will be entirely dependent on the validators who stake the token. This means that, by extension, the security will be dependent on the token and the amount of it that is staked. Flare's consensus protocol doesn't require this and provides alternative uses for the native token, Spark. What is the Spark token?
So what you've just seen is why Vitalik Buterin is dumping on Ripple now, is because he knows Flare, if Ethereum 2.0, so Ethereum 2.0, Flare is Ethereum 3.0. That's what it is. Or 4 or 5, but we'll call it 3.0 for the title of this video. How about that? I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that Flare is Ethereum 3.0, and I might have to get that picture of Vitalik Buterin in his unicorn shirt to use as a thumbnail for this. That sounds like a great idea. Thank you for listening.